5 things people never thought we would have it in the game back in the day, and we have it right now. Hello guys, once again, it's Matt. Thank you all the members and Patreons. Make sure to subscribe. And today I wanted to do a list about 5 things that people never thought were going to be added. I played this game for a very long time. I played it since 2013, so it's been a while, right? It's been a while. And since around those times, I mean, I was 11 years younger, Jesus Christ. But yeah, things were very different back in the day. I joined War Thunder when basically the top tier jets were just one Meteor and one 262, right? So yeah, at the end of the day, a lot of things changed, and the position of Gaijin changed a lot over the years. They were evolving the game in line of thinking, at least officially, right? I don't know what they were planning behind closed doors, right? But at some points they never confirmed that we would see certain vehicles, etc. They basically plain denied certain vehicles, etc. right, for a while, and they just decided to continue to evolve the game in the years, right? But at the end of the day, a lot of people were not expecting some of these things, so let's take a look on some of them, right? On 5th position, we have past Korean War era vehicles, right? So around the time when the MiG-15 and F-86 were added, and then later with the tanks, the T-54, some Pattons, early Pattons and stuff were added. A lot of people had hope that we would see modern vehicles in general, but to be honest, at the end of the day, not a lot of people expect it, because mainly Gaijin denied for a while that he would do that. They never officially denied, that's the thing, right? They kind of hinted that they were not planning to do around those years these additions, but not long after they started actually going past those times, right? They started very slowly with some aircraft, but eventually exploded with the tanks, right? The tanks were the ones that really pushed the envelope on the years, and yeah, we have even 21st century tanks right now in the game. So yeah, we are well beyond past that point, right? In 4th position, we have kind of a lineup follow-up to that would be a supersonic aircraft, Back in the day, again, I mean, the top tiers initially were just World War II vehicles, and then shortly afterwards, in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember exactly when because it's been a while, they started adding Cold War vehicles like the MiG-15, the Sabre that I told you guys about, and then, it took a little bit, but between some years around that time, they eventually got to add the MiG-17, better versions of the F-86 like the F2, the CL-13, the Hunter. They were progressing, but they never confirmed that they were working on a MiG-19, an F-100, stuff like that. And it was kind of a big gap between when it was actually first added. It was 2016 or 17 or something like that, that they started really going for supersonics. And I remember just thinking well, they're never gonna add a rank 6 aircraft or a supersonic in general, right? And eventually they just did. I remember actually watching a Flies video, right, back in the day, where he just said one phrase that was he said basically, remember when we were hoping for a MiG-21 in the game in 2013 and 14 and we thought we would never see that? Well, here's the day. He said something like that when the F-13 was added, right? So yeah, it was kind of a big surprise for a lot of people when those things happened. Again, a lot of people already hoped, me included, that we would see something like that, but it took so much time. It felt like it took so much time back in the day to get to the supersonics that a lot of people just thought it would never be possible. But yeah, here we are going for 4.5 generation jets, right? Which is crazy to think about. The third thing is helicopters. Yes, helicopters was I don't think even something that a lot of people considered to actually be possible to be added to the game until we saw the April Fool's event that got some helicopters like the Mi-24 and stuff. And yeah, helicopters were kind of overhyped a little bit because the way that they work, and there were a lot of problems when they were added with balancing and stuff. I think right now it's a little bit better, but still it's not perfect, and the game modes evolved a lot, but I mean, we still need a rework on the helicopters. But still, I don't think nobody thought the helicopters were going to be added at one point before that April Fool's event. And it makes you wonder if helicopters were actually added, when we will see submarines, because of course submarines were teased in an event that we had not a while back, right? So it's kind of the same thing, right? So yeah, people were really surprised with helicopters. Maybe not good surprise sometimes, but still surprised, right? In second position, something that a lot of people really doubted. I remember looking at the community forum posts, and people just hated when people brought this up. But yeah, air-to-air missiles in a general sense, IR and radar, a lot of people just really doubted that we would ever see that. And yeah, even when they were added, remember the A9B and R3Ss were the first ones, right? Together with the British missile as well, with the Javelin. And it was kind of a scary weapon, right? It was a weapon to scare the enemy into going to a turn because of how bad those missiles were. And of course, they're still bad missiles. They're very early missiles, but I feel like today they're much better. And there are tactics, people get used to using them, and you can get a lot more kills. But still, when they were added, a lot of people were really surprised. And when the R60 was added, people went nuts, That was the pinnacle of the Russian bias kind of, talking points on the forum, right? Because I mean, they had, like, the US had the F4E, if I'm not mistaken, or F4C for a while, I don't remember exactly. And I don't think initially they even had flares, right, against an R60 that was even better back then. So yeah, the SMT and the MF really brought something like that really changed the game right there, right? And yeah, of course, radar missiles afterwards, initially they were really bad, but eventually they got better, right? So yeah. And the final one, of course, I have to talk about nuclear bombs. It was kind of a meme, guys, that we would never see nukes in the game because there is no place to it. I think if you research really deeply, you can even find some community managers denying that we would ever see nuclear bombs, if I'm not mistaken, because it was such a out of the box kind of, what are you even thinking about nuclear bombs, right? But eventually they actually added nuclear bombs. Of course, not in the way that everybody thought, if we would ever see a nuclear bomb in the game, like a proper loadout for you to actually drop. It's, a kill streak kind of situation, right? But still, I mean, we have nukes, right? Which is kind of crazy. So, yeah, these are the 5 things, guys, that people never thought we would see, and here we have it. A lot of them are in the game, So imagine what we don't even, contemplate about that we might see in the game. That kind of is really excited, right? 5th generation jets, Fox 3 missiles that are coming very soon. So yeah, there are many things. I probably will do a video about things that people wouldn't expect but will come eventually. But yeah, I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments what is your thing about the game that was added that you never thought you would see in the game, but we have it right now. See ya, guys.